Hello students, let's move for the next topic in the lesson, Indian land resources. So yes, today we have to know about the cropping seasons of India, cropping seasons or crop seasons. Okay, so what is mean by crop season? The proportion of the area under different crops at a particular period. Okay, the proportion of the area under different crops at a particular period of a time is called as the crop season. There are the main three crop seasons of India. They are Kharif crops. So here time is also important and growing of crops is also important. Kharif crop. The second thing is Rabi crop and the third one is Zaid farming or Zaid crops. So what is mean by Kharif cropping season? The crops are sown in here in the period is very important. I told you already. The crops are, the seeds are sown in June or July. Seeds are sown beja bittodu. Okay, June or July and harvested in September or October. Harvested in the sense cut ಮಾಡೋದು, ಕಟಾವು ಮಾಡೋದು. Seeds are sown in June or July and harvested in September or October is called as the Kharif crops, or the crops are grown in the rainy season is called as the Kharif crops. Which are the important Kharif crops are Ragi. They are Ragi, Jawar, then cotton, tobacco, rice, etc. Those are all the Kharif crops. Next, what is meant by Rabi crops? Rabi crops in the sense the seeds are sown in October or November. Okay, seeds are sown in October or November and harvested in February or March. That is called as the Rabi crops. Or other definition we can give for that, the seeds or the crops are grown during the northeast monsoon season. Retreating monsoon season. Northeast monsoon season is also known as the retreating monsoon season. That is called as the Rabi cropping season. Important Rabi crops are wheat, barley, gram, etc. Next, we have to know about the Zaid farming. The crops grown between Kharif or Rabi. Okay, between Kharif and the Rabi, that is called as the Zaid farming. Okay, Rabi, that means Kharif and Rabi in the sense between this there will be the time, no, October to November. Between this, if the seeds September, if they are cutting, 1 month will be left, and if they are cut at the November, so 1 month will be left, no. So in that, the seeds are grown in between the Kharif and Rabi, that is called Zaid farming. This is the 1 month crop. So which are those good example? That is a watermelon. They can grow for watermelon, then cucumber, oily seeds, etc. Cucumber, like that. So this is, and vegetables also they can grow. So this is about the Zaid farming. So next we have to know about the cropping pattern. So what is mean by cropping pattern? The preparation of or the proportion of an area under the different crops at a given time is called as the cropping pattern. Okay, the proportion of an area, ratio has taken here, the proportion of area under the different crops at a given time. Crops in the sense, may it is a Kharif or a Rabi or a Zaid farming. So that is called as the cropping pattern. Okay, many factors influencing on the cropping pattern. So which are those factors? One is soil. So if the soil is fertile, we can get the good yield. If the soil is unfertile, we cannot get the good yield. And also the climate is also very important. Next, next is size of a farm. Size of a farm in the sense area. So if the area is more, we can get a good yield. That is next. Water supply. Next is income of the farmers. Income of the farmers and technology, because if the farmers income is more, may he can use the modern technology, otherwise not. So these are the factors depends on the cropping pattern. Next we have to know about the food crops. The crops which are grown for the food for the people is called the food crops. So in that mainly the food crops are paddy, wheat, like that. So let us know about the paddy. I mean how, what are the geographical requirements, okay, what the conditions as required for the growth of paddy. Paddy is one of the food crop, everybody knows that, and also it is a kharif crop. It is a kharif crop, okay. So it requires, paddy requires 18 degree Celsius to 25 degree Celsius temperature and the annual rainfall is very important. That conditions 18 degree Celsius to 25 degree Celsius temperature is must required for the good yield of the paddy, and also it require 100 to 200 centimeter annual rainfall. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 100 to 200 centimeter annual rainfall will be required. And alluvial soil, which soil is best suitable? Alluvial soil mixed with a clay soil is best suitable for the growth of rice. Keep in mind, okay. And the first largest producer of the rice is China, the first largest producer in the world, and the second thing is our country, that is India, okay. So this is about the condition or the geographical requirement for the growth of paddy. Here soil and temperature, annual rainfalls are very important. Next we have to know about the another food crop, that is wheat. So what are the conditions required for the growth of a wheat? So it is, a paddy is a kharif crop, no, but wheat is the rabi crop. It is the rabi crops. So it requires the temperature about 10 degree to 15 degree Celsius temperature, and the rainfall is 50 to 70 centimeter annual rainfall. Then which soil is best suitable for the growth of wheat? That is loamy and the black soil is best suitable, okay. Keep in mind which soil, loamy and black soil. Next, what are we know about these are the food crops. Next we have to know about some commercial crops. Commercial in the sense, I told you already, the crops which are grown for the commercial or marketing purpose. So in that, good example is sugarcane, cotton, tobacco. So let us know about the conditions or the geographical requirements for the growth of sugarcane in the sense kabbu. So yes, it requires a temperature up to 21 degree to 26 degree Celsius temperature, 100 to 150 centimeter annual rainfall, okay, annual rainfall. Then which soil is best suitable for this? Alluvial and loamy soil mixed with loamy soil is best suitable for the growth of sugarcane. The first producer of sugarcane is in a world, that is the Brazil. Brazil is the first, I mean largest producer in the world. The second thing is India only, okay. First producer of sugarcane in the world, that is the Brazil, and the second one is India. Next we have to know about the fiber crops in the sense the crops which provides the raw materials for the textile industry, which provide the fiber for the textile, ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಫೈಬರನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫೈಬರ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಟನ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ cotton, jute, silk, those are all the fiber crops. Let us know about the conditions required for the cotton cultivation. cotton, I think you know about that. Black soil is best suitable, that's why black soil is called as the black cotton soil, and it requires 21 degree to 24 degree Celsius temperature, 50 to 100 centimeter annual rainfall, 50 to 100 centimeter annual rainfall, and the black soil is very best suitable for the growth of cotton cultivation. So the India is in the third largest producer. India is in the third place to produce the cotton cultivation in the or cotton in the world. Next is about the one example we have to take the beverage crops. So what is meant by beverage crops? Beverage crops in the sense, fiber crops means which produce the fibers for the industries or textile industry. Beverage in the sense the crops which are used to produce the stimulating drink ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಉತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದು ಕಾಫಿ ಟೀ ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೇನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಸಮಾಧಾನ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ beverage crops. Stimulating the drinks are called as the beverage crops. Good example, coffee and tea. So in that we have to know about the geographical requirements for the growth of tea. Okay, to tea required 21 degree Celsius to 30 degree Celsius temperature and 150 to 250 centimeter annual rainfall. Okay, then fertile soil. So which soil is very best suitable? That is the fertile soil is very best suitable, and it requires mainly the slopy region, hill slopes, right? Slopes of hills, it required. So at an altitude of the altitude ettara also important, the hills altitude, that is 1200 to 2400 meters, because everybody know tea will grow in the slopy region of the hills. So this is about the geographical requirements for the growth of tea. So next we have to know about the horticulture and the floriculture. Okay, horticulture and the floriculture. So what is mean by horticulture? Horticulture in the sense the cultivation of fruits and vegetables. The cultivation of fruits and vegetables is called as the horticulture. Keep in mind. Next, what is meant by floriculture? Floriculture in the sense the name itself says that is the cultivation of flower. Okay, cultivation of fruits and vegetables is called as the horticulture. Cultivation of flowers is called as the floriculture. So let us know the importance of horticulture first. The importance of horticulture, mainly the fruits and vegetables what we are growing, it helps to promote for the exports, okay, to profit, to make more profit, and also it provide the nutritional security. Yes, everybody knows that by the fruits and the vegetables we will get the nutritions. Then it provide the marketing, it help for the development of marketing and the trade and finance, etc. Marketing and trade, and also it creates the employment opportunity. It creates what? Employment opportunity, and it also give more profit. So these are the importance of horticulture. Very important, the importance of horticulture and the floriculture. Once again I will repeat you. So it promotes for the export, it provide the nutritional security, it help for the development of marketing and trade, it provide the employment opportunity, and it gives more profit. Then the floriculture, the importance of floriculture is also same actually. So we can write the same except this nutritional security, because flower not at all produce any nutrition, right? So these are the importance of floriculture and the horticulture. Hope you will understand, and the lesson was completed. Thank you.